Hi, this is Emma and welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to bring you the 12 Days of Christmas mini-series. For day one, we are going to be making a Santa hat chocolate orange cover. For this project, you will need DK yarn, and I'll list the amounts in the description below, a 4mm crochet hook, scissors, a darning needle, stitch markers, some toy stuffing, and of course a chocolate orange. Let's begin. To start, we're going to start with a magic ring, so we're going to create a cross, turn our fingers over, I'm going to insert the hook under the first loop, pull in the second loop underneath, and we'll secure with a chain. So into the magic ring we are going to work 8 half double crochets, so that's yarn over, insert your hook and pull up a loop, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So again, yarn over, insert your hook and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. And we're going to repeat that until we have 8 half double crochets in total. We'll then pull on our tail to close the magic ring and join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Moving on to round 2, we're going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and we're going to place 1 half double crochet in every stitch around. Once you've worked your last stitch, be careful not to confuse the slip stitch as a stitch. We'll then slip stitch to the first stitch to join. On to round 3, we're going to chain 1. We'll work 1 half double crochet in the first stitch and increase in the next, so that's working 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. So we'll work 1 half double crochet and increase into the next, and we'll repeat this all the way around. And at the end we'll join with a slip stitch. I'm just going to pull on my tail to make sure that my magic ring is closed and hide the tail away inside. And moving on to round 4, we're going to chain 1 and work 1 half double crochet in every stitch around. And at the end we'll join with a slip stitch. Moving on to round 5, we're going to chain 1 and work 2 half double crochets and increase into the third. So working 2 half double crochets into that same stitch, and this will be our repeat, so 2 half double crochets followed by an increase, and we'll repeat this all the way around. Finishing the round with a slip stitch to join. Round 6, we're going to chain 1 and work 1 half double crochet in every stitch around. Finishing off with a slip stitch to join. On to round 7, we are going to chain 1. We'll work 3 half double crochets, so 1, 2 and 3, and then we'll increase in the 4th, and this will be our repeat for this round. 3 half double crochets and an increase. finishing off with a slip stitch to join. Onto round 8, we'll chain 1 and half double crochet 4, 2, 3 and 4, and then we'll increase into the next, and we'll repeat this around. So 4 half double crochet, then an increase. Finishing with a slip stitch to join. Round 9 will be chain 1 and work 5 half double crochets, and then we'll increase. So that's 5 half double crochets and an increase, and that's the repeat for this row. Finishing with a slip stitch to join. Onto our final increase row, so we'll chain 1, work 6 half double crochets, and then an increase. So our repeat for this round is 6 half double crochets and then an increase in the next. Finishing with a slip stitch to join. The next 4 rows will work the same, so we'll chain 1 and work 1 half double crochet into every stitch around, and we'll repeat this for 4 rounds. So we're going to slip stitch to join, but we're going to change colours at the same time. So I'm going to hold my tail end out of the way, grab my new colour, holding both tails together. I'm going to slip stitch with the new colour, and I'm going to chain 1 to secure. I'm going to snip off the red as we no longer need that colour now, and I'm going to knot the tail ends together, and this is just to keep our slip stitch tight and our ends secured until we can sew them in at the end. So row 15 and 16 are worked the same. We've already chained 1, and we are going to be working 1 half double crochet into every stitch, and we're going to repeat this for 2 rounds. Joining with a slip stitch at the end. So we're moving on to a decrease round where we're going to chain 1, we're going to single crochet, so that's insert, and we'll have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. So again, insert and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. We're now going to work an invisible decrease. So on the top of our stitches you can see V's, you'll have the front loop and the back loop. The invisible decrease works through the front loop, so we're going to pick up the front loop of the first stitch and the second stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. We'll have 2 loops and we'll finish as a normal single crochet, and we've just turned 2 stitches into 1. So again, single crochet, and then work a decrease, which is single crocheting 2 together but through the front loops only. And this will be our pattern repeat: 2 single crochets and a decrease, and we'll repeat this all the way around. After the final decrease, we are going to snip off our yarn and pull up the loop, and we're going to be working an invisible join. So we're just going to pop a needle onto the tail. We have the tail end coming out of the last stitch we worked, and we can see the first stitch and the second stitch of the beginning of this round. The invisible join is going to create a false loop over the top of the first stitch, so we're going to insert our needle under both loops of the second stitch of the round. Where the tail comes out of the last stitch, we are going to pass our needle back down through there, and I'm going to pick up both loops of the stitch. Just going to move this tail out of the way so we can see the first stitch, going down the center of the first stitch, picking up both loops. So I've gone through the last stitch of the round and the first stitch of the round. Pulling it through, we want to pull it tight enough so that the loop that we are creating is roughly the same size as all of the other stitches. That way you won't be able to see that loop that we have just created. We can then just sew in our ends on the inside and fasten off to secure. Okay, we're moving on to the pom-pom for the hat, so we're going to create a magic ring, making the cross and pulling that second loop under the first and securing with it. And into that magic ring we are going to place 6 single crochets. Once you have your 6, we're just going to pull on the tail to close the magic ring. Okay, on to round 2. We're not going to be joining, so we're just going to work directly into that first stitch, and we'll place a single crochet, and then we're going to go into the same stitch and place another single crochet. So we are placing 2 single crochets in every stitch around. You can pull on the tail to close if your magic ring is opening, and on to round 3 we're going to work 1 single crochet and then increase into the next. So that's placing 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and we'll repeat this around. So 1 single crochet and then increase into the next. Rounds 4 and 5 are made in the same way, so we will place 1 single crochet into every stitch around, repeating that for 2 rounds. We're now going to start decreasing, so we're going to work 1 single crochet in the first stitch and an invisible decrease into the next. So that's picking up the front loops of the next 2 stitches and single crocheting them together. So 1 single crochet and decrease, and we'll repeat this around. We can tuck the tail end inside of the pom-pom, and we're going to work 1 more round of decreasing. So we're going to decrease 6 times. So again, they're invisible decreases, picking up the front loops of the stitches as we single crochet them together. We're going to then fasten off, leaving a long tail to attach to the hat. We can then lightly stuff the pom-pom before we close the opening. To close the opening, we're going to thread a needle onto the tail, and we are going to pick up the front loops of the stitches for that last round. Once we pick them up, we'll just pull on our tail to cinch it closed, and then we can sew it to our hat. So we're just going to sew it to the tip of the hat, and we're just going to pass the thread through a few times just to secure the pom-pom onto the hat. I'm going to pass the tail up through to the middle of the pom-pom, and we can secure the pom-pom down to the hat. So we're just going to fold the tip over, and we're going to attach it on the third red row up from the bottom. So we'll just find a stitch and we will tack it down to the hat. Then we can fasten off and hide our ends away. And that is our hat complete, so we can bring it in our chocolate egg and we can place the hat onto our egg, and this is your Santa hat chocolate orange cover complete. I hope you've enjoyed this festive little quick make. Thank you for watching. Please do consider liking and subscribing, it really does help my channel out, and I really hope you join me for day 2 tomorrow. Bye!